Ask, Tell, Confess.
Ask, tell, confess. Ask, tell, confess.
I didn't look.
I can't read. I'm just kidding. I'm just
He
kidding.
said I'm dyslexic. It looked right.
It looks great to me. You know, I learned something the other day about dyslexia because I never understood why I can't remember like I admire the fact that both of you guys can quote movies and I can't quote movies.
No.
Isn't that ADD though?
No, so like
it was autism.
it's a natural comprehension. It's just you comprehending something that you enjoyed. And I didn't know that in dyslexia you can't actually fully comprehend things without watching it like multiple times. And I was never a kid to like watch a movie 4 or 5 times. And they said that was like, I never knew that. I just thought I was someone that just couldn't remember shit. And they said, no, that's actually like, you would have to comprehend that by watching it like how I read things. You know, I'll have to read something like 4 or 5 times to fully understand it. And they said it's the same thing with movies. I just thought dyslexia was reading only, and I didn't know it had to do with like music and everything like that.
Aw. But you love music though, don't you? Like you
I love
can
music,
retain
but I don't
music?
understand music.
Oh.
Yeah, so like just the other day, you guys, this is gonna sound so stupid, but like I don't hear words in music. It's more of like
I don't either.
It's a collective thing. So I don't know what songs are about. I have to listen to it so many times to even be able to tell you what the song is about. I just learned the other day that Don't Rock the Jukebox was literally about don't put rock and roll on the jukebox.
See, I don't listen to songs for the lyrics. Like how people are like, your lyrics changed my life. I
don't
will sing a
understand
full
that.
song and not.
Couldn't even tell you what it's about.
Yeah.
So my weird thing about music is I will love the out of a song and like the lyrics and the melody and all that stuff. I'm a lyric person, but I won't know who the singer is. Like I couldn't tell you who the lead singer of Breaking Benjamin is.
Yeah, I
You know, like
Yeah. Couldn't tell you what they look like.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like I just never know.
I always
who they
thought that
are.
was really cool because like you will listen to a new song and you're like, oh, that lyric, and I'm like, I didn't even hear that lyric. I don't even know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. But you listen to words so well. Your comprehension of words is wild to me.
It's my autism. Are we ever gonna get an autism person on here?
Yeah, there's a guy that wants to
wait.
come on now that we're back like and settled here.
Yeah.
Our schedules hadn't aligned in the beginning of the year, but he's like a local that like really loves your podcast too.
Love that. Hello, friends. We have been recording this entire time. Welcome back to another episode. Jason, leave it all in of Ask, Tell, Confess.
Short and sweet. I like it.
Staccato.
A what?
Staccato.
I thought that was a wine.
Staccato. I thought staccato meant like it's stacked.
Short. No, it's just like a
Oh.
short note.
I like that.
I was in band.
Is it Allegro that I'm
Nerd.
thinking of that makes it like
Is that a sleep medicine?
I don't know that one. I just remember staccato.
I
Short.
like it. So yeah, Mimi was just giving us a lesson on dyslexia that you guys heard about.
It's crazy. I had no
Crazy
idea.
stuff.
I didn't know how many things it like. I to this day I didn't even know I had dyslexia for the longest time because I assumed the way that they described dyslexia was that you actually saw jumbled up letters.
Or backwards. Like that every time I think about like dyslexia, I think about people who
yeah.
read backwards.
Yeah, that's a myth. They're like, yeah, maybe like 5% actually.
wow.
So yeah, that's such
So
like
you
a
see
myth.
the word, you just in your head say it wrong?
So it's the comprehension. Yeah, so
it's
it's
the
like
retaining
Yeah,
of information.
it's the retention of like what you're trying to consume. But even then, yeah, there are many words like what
That sounds
I'm.
frustrating.
Oh, it's so fucking frustrating.
Isn't that like people don't come for me. This is a genuine question. Wouldn't that dyslexia be a form of dementia? Because you're not being able to retain information in your brain?
No, so I can retain, but I retain it differently.
Okay.
So I can retain it really well in other ways and not like it's how you retain it. So like me, if someone physically is showing me how to do it, I'm going to retain it so well versus like how I retain like a paragraph or like, and I learned songs like, or movies and stuff like that is like, I don't retain the movie the same way you would you would watch that movie and you would enjoy it. And like, you would remember a line from the movie. I remember a form of it, but I don't remember it like you would. Because like I don't know if you've ever noticed, if I say a movie quote wrong, she under her breath will like say it correctly.
I like
That's her autism.
Yeah,
because like it has to be the same pitch and the same like.
Yeah,
I
know a form
remember
of it.
everything. Like I've been quoting movies since I was little. Me and my
same.
brother do that. I got that from my dad. Like I will quote it, but it has to be the exact same tone, pitch, like breaths in between. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
Bothers me.
No,
She'll
I get
correct
it.
you if you do it
I'm
wrong.
like that when I read the Bible. I have the hardest time retaining information when it comes to the Bible, or if I'm in school. Put me in a classroom environment, I won't learn anything.
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy it, I do not soak it up. Like I can't soak it up. So I wonder if that's a form of.
Have you seen the interpretations of the Bible? Like you can get like they have one that's in like girl code and stuff.
Oh, that's
or
so
like
funny.
Gen Z Bible.
I would do great with that. 'Cause
I would
do
get
good
it
with
more.
shorthand.
Anytime I listen to like my pastor preach in the Bible, I'm lost. I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, the King James version, I'm trying to
don't
figure
know.
it out. Although I do love a good psalm. I'm still in the beginning chapters. I haven't graduated into the depths of psalm because I can't get through it. Psalms, but I literally anytime I try to like listen to the Bible, it's like spiritual warfare in my head. I just cannot retain it.
Yeah.
But I can listen to Joyce Myers or like our girl Pastor Kim preach all day long and retain it. Listen to one of her sermons this morning when I was doing my faster cardio, you know. So
Yeah, it's how you retain.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah,
weird.
I feel like it just takes what works best for you.
Well, guys, we are back in action, and there was a post that I had put on Facebook a couple weeks ago where you guys had like a bunch of questions about the book. So we're going to spend the remainder of this Ask, Tell, Confess answering all of your questions for the book. And then are we going to drop the pod with Bill? I need to edit it a little bit more. I was so nervous interviewing my dad, and this is back in the day when I was not as great at interviewing as I am now. And I watched that podcast and I just cringed because I'm like, God, I blew an opportunity of a lifetime interviewing my own father. And I just,
Well, didn't you say also like you didn't want to like rustle any feathers too?
yeah,
you
because
kinda
we
tiptoed.
fight all the time. So it's like if I
Yeah.
rustle any feathers, and I wouldn't hear from my dad for a year, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like I had to really walk on eggshells in that podcast. But we're going to release it, right? We should release it sometime this week after this Ask, Tell, Confess
That would
comes
be
out.
great.
Yeah. So do you guys want to look at the post and we'll start
guess so.
asking some
Yeah, I guess
questions? All right, cool. I do know that there was a post that had happened that somebody had posted about how much money I made a night. And there was a lot of people who were like, I don't believe that she got paid $100,000. Some lady said, she openly admits that she was an addict, and why would anybody pay that amount of money for an addict? And I was like,
What a strange thing to say.
I was like, first of all, if you're in that industry and you're a millionaire times whatever, most of those men are addicts themselves. You don't realize how many men that are CEOs are addicts. And I need to clarify to you guys, I didn't make that every night.
Right.
Yeah, you were asked the question, what was the most amount that you had made in one night? And that's what you answered.
Exactly.
One night, not every night.
Exactly. And I actually kind of like held back because technically, if you think about it, if I had a sugar daddy that gave me $300,000 in a span of like a year and I only spent the night at his house one time, that is me making 300 grand in one night, technically. I mean, there's just so many technicalities, but like the people who are like, oh, her story is fabricated or she's embellished her story. I literally have witnesses for every part of my life that are very vocal online. One being an ex-husband who knows everything about me, who has literally corroborated all of my stories because he saw how much money I made.
Yeah.
He was running scams on sugar daddies with me. I wish I could if I was going to make up stuff about my life, it would have been way cooler because I don't think my story is that cool, you know? And I'm not saying,
know.
but I'm not saying that because I want people to be like, yes, your story's so cool. Like I genuinely feel like one, there are people who have been through way worse trauma than I ever have, you know? And I also feel like there are people who have been through way worse life experiences than I have. I just simply told my story the only way I know how. And I've been telling these same exact stories for years. If you listen to the podcast, nothing has ever changed.
Yeah.
It's always been the same. So I don't know what to tell you.
It's
you
just
know?
new people finding
Yeah,
it,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
not knowing that you've already said this 5+ years ago.
Literally. Like I have always said the same. I think I did a podcast that was my 5th episode called I Was a High Price Call Girl. And I literally tell some of
Yeah,
the...
that's how I found out that you were a call girl.
What?
What?
I'd been doing your hair. I didn't know what you did.
I honestly, I don't think I knew what you did either when I first did your makeup.
Told you that.
I don't know when I found out.
I
You
never...
had 2 phones.
I got 2 phones. One for the plug and one for the
That's funny.
hose.
You would sit in my chair and you just had 2 phones. I just assumed you had 2 phones. No, I think it was, I dead ass, I almost 100% found out when you dropped that podcast. And I think I was talking to like Fifi and she's like, did you watch the new podcast? And I was like, no, I hadn't. She was like, oh, she talks about being a call girl. And I was like, she's a what?
It's funny.
That was
I
when
never
I found
knew
out. It was like
that.
a year after I had met you.
That is so funny. Well, I mean, you know, it's not something you go around. Unless somebody says, what do you do for a living? I never would tell anybody.
I think I just thought you were a model
Oh,
on
The same.
Instagram.
naked.
Yeah, no, same.
Because
Naked
that was
model.
my first seeing of you was on that red car, on the red Mustang. That was my first time seeing you. And I was like, I want to do her makeup. She's hot.
Wait.
Oh, with
Yes. But yeah, I saw it on his Instagram story. So just imagine if I wouldn't have watched his story that day though.
that's crazy. I know.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's all serendipitous, but that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I never knew we didn't talk about that. That's so crazy.
There were like, we just became friends. And it was like, you would come sit in my chair every few weeks. And then I literally thought you were just a model.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Well, yeah, I know I didn't go around announcing it, but if somebody asked me what I did for a living, I was always very honest with them. Like if anybody was like, what do you do for a living? I'd be like, well, I, yeah, your dad.
Were you?
Do your dad for a living? I do your dad for a living. No, I didn't say that. But, you know, I was just very honest about it. Like, hey, I have sugar daddies and I'm a webcam girl, or, you know, like I do a lot of online stuff because I did. That's how I booked my clients, was online. So I just always kept it honest.
That's crazy.
That
Now,
is
you know,
crazy.
thinking back now, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. All right. I should have.
Yeah, same. Our first photo shoot should have clicked for
Yeah.
me.
I'm in naked in lingerie.
But
I just thought you did
I had
sexy
always
pictures.
done makeup. So like that, it wasn't anything like out of the ordinary for me.
Yeah.
I've done everyone's makeup. So it didn't like shock me,
Yeah.
you know? I just like didn't know that's what you did.
Yeah. Well, and here we are.
Here we are.
Look at where the hoot got us.
Yeah.
Not
know,
really. Our hard work got us here.
Yeah.
But
how we got our
definitely this work got my online following and then built the beginning of the podcast. And then
Yeah. I remember the turning point when you said, I'm going to stop posting my ass as much.
I did.
All right.
Yeah.
And you did. You really like, it was quick.
Yeah. You know, that's another thing. Somebody said, I don't believe that she just woke up one day and stopped taking. I don't believe that she was really addicted. My personality is if
Yeah.
I don't want to do something anymore, I will literally flip
it
a
off.
switch like that. And it is done.
And it's with anything.
It's with anything.
If you're
So
done, you're done.
that's a perfect example of whenever I was like, you know what, I'm going to stop taking photo shoots and I'm just going to change my content up. I literally, you can see it. If you go all the way back in my Instagram, you can see literally where it's like pictures,
Close.
content. And it just changes.
It was
and that's
so
literally a testament to who I am as a
the end of the-
person with everything that I do. And I did quit turkey. Do I recommend it? Absolutely not. Was it the worst thing I ever had to go through? Absolutely. No, I've actually gone through a lot of stuff. Was it very hard to go through? Absolutely. I literally used to live in hospital rooms. The only way that I got through that the withdrawal was with children's Benadryl. Do not listen to me. Do not take doctor advice from me. I'm just telling you exactly what I had to do to get through it. Stopping can make you have seizures. It can do a ton of stuff to you. I am thankful and lucky that I was not one of those people that happened to. But yeah, literally looked at my husband. We were on the Yellow Wolf trial by fire tour. And I looked at my husband and I said, I don't want this stuff in my bloodstream anymore. And he was like, Bunnie, you're not going to be able to not take it. Because he saw what a bundle of nerves I was. And I was like, okay, watch me. Like anytime my husband says I can't do something, it is my favorite thing to do. Like I love to just make him eat his words. And I don't know why, because we don't have that type of relationship, but it's almost like, oh, you don't believe in me? Okay, cool. I got this.
Yeah. Cause he said the same thing about podcasting. He's like, we'll see how long you stick to it. And you said,
yeah, I was like, bet.
Wow.
I got you. Yeah. Cause he was just like, you're not going to stick with podcasting. And I was just like, we'll see. Here we are.
Look at me now.
Look at me now, buddy. Now you're telling me, do you want me to retire? I'm like, just because you want to retire doesn't mean I want to retire.
He said,
dude.
all right, that's enough.
All right. Who wants to ask the first question?
I want to ask the first question because this got asked multiple times. They want to know if you, and I know that this is kind of like a weird way to question it, but did you cut anything out of the book that you didn't want in there? Because I know once it got sent to the editing side of things, that's where that changed.
Yeah. No, I don't think I cut anything out of the book. I put so much into the book that I could have probably I could probably write another book about like situations in my life. So no, I didn't cut anything, but the editors did.
Yes.
The editors cut so much. Like I have to ask you, I text you, I'm like, hey, did this make the book?
Yeah.
Because I can't even remember.
Yeah,
Like
you read so many versions of it that you almost forget and like things that you've lived through and that sort of thing that I even sometimes have to be like, wait, let me go search the final copy. Cause like even in my phone, I have like 7 copies of the book.
Same.
And then you have to go to the final and be like, did that even make it? You just did that the other day. You're like, did that part make it into the book? And I'm like, no, it actually didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So no, I didn't cut anything, but the editors did. They did a great because people are still buying the book. So
100%.
yeah, Carrie's fucking amazing. Yeah.
We find out tomorrow what
we're still number 1, 5 weeks on New York Best Time Seller list. And then we find out tomorrow if we made it to the 6th. Who's got a question? Go ahead, Haley.
Got one.
Okay.
Has anyone from your past reached out to you and apologized? When's the last time you spoke to baby sis?
That's crazy. She's actually been texting me this week and I won't reply to her. I just have I really meant it when I said everything that's in that book I'm leaving behind. And I did. Like, I don't want to revisit it. I don't want to talk about it once it's done, doing its thing. I just don't want to associate with any negativity from that book. Now people from my past, Mateo has reached out to me. He said he read it. He loved it. He's always been so supportive. I love that dude. Polly is one of my biggest fans. I love him to death. Polly wants to come on the podcast so bad, guys.
It was great.
He wants to come on the podcast so bad. So if you guys want Polly on the podcast, so you can actually hear real stories of, we used to do together, let me know. We might consider it.
Has anyone apologized?
Has anyone apologized? No. I mean, why would they? They would have to admit wrongdoing and they would have to feel guilt if they ever did. And I didn't write the book for people to have to reach out to me and apologize. I'm fine with not getting the apology that I deserved because I've literally done everything I've wanted to do in life. And if it wasn't for the hurt and the pain that I went through, I wouldn't have forged through everything that I did. So I'm thankful for all the lessons that were sent to me and I don't need the apologies. Jaime, you got one?
Yeah.
Go
I
ahead.
have one that I read earlier. It was really good.
Okay.
So you wrote the book for you. Who's this book for? People always ask you, like, why'd you write the book? yada, yada, yada. But like,
Yeah.
if you were to paint the picture of the avatar for this person to read, like, who's this book for?
This book is for anybody who's ever had trauma inflicted on them that they didn't ask for. And I know a lot of people get stuck in victim mentality, and it's very easy to do. I've caught myself doing it a few times. And instead of, I've said it before, we're not responsible for the trauma that's inflicted on us, but we are responsible with how we deal with it. And I truly hope that this book can show people, like, it doesn't matter how many people told you that you're never going to amount to anything. It doesn't matter if your parents didn't love you properly. It doesn't matter if, you know, you got beat up by a boyfriend, which, you know, nobody should ever have to go through domestic violence, but it doesn't mean that you have to still be that person that was in any of those situations. You can change so many versions of yourself throughout life. Look at Madonna. She's literally reinvented herself, and she's like 70 now, right?
Yeah.
With a face. How many facelifts has Madonna had? I need to know, because like I would love to sit down with Madonna. Jay Shetty just did, and that was the first podcast that I was just so jealous of. I was like, damn, I wanted that one. But yeah, you can change all the versions of yourself to become who you want to be, and it doesn't matter if you want to change yourself every year to evolve and to grow and to be the human that you want to be. That's who this book is for. Is for people who need that extra push and that extra reassurance of knowing that they're going to be okay, and that life happens, but that doesn't mean that you have to let it, you know, make you a sour person.
I
Like
agree.
that.
Yeah.
Great one.
You got any more memes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Let's see. I'll read some too. Somebody said, you don't need a facelift. Well, too late.
That was the first comment I saw.
So was any of it too painful to go through? And what about it was like the most traumatic you feel like reliving in this book? Because I know that there were times that you would write and then just kind of have to put your phone down.
Yeah. I don't know if it was like traumatic, but it was just like, I'm so over everything that I've been through, and I don't want to live there, you know? And it's like, writing the book was very cathartic, but there was times where I was just like, golly, like, you know, I think the hardest chapter for me to write was my dad's. That was like my hardest chapter, because I'm still not over Bill's death.
Yeah. It
Like,
was, it was
I
almost
just-
like a force processing that you weren't ready for.
Oh, I was robbed, you know, I was robbed of my dad's last moments. And I just feel like the people who were around him the minute he died didn't deserve to be there. I feel like my dad left this earth probably more scared than he's ever been, and nobody was there to comfort him. And I think, you know, just that chapter was really hard to write, but everything else, it was more of like exhausted from telling the story, because I've been telling these stories forever. And I think it was more of just like ready to just get it over with, you know? And when you're writing chapters of a book, you get so consumed in it, and and I was writing this on my notes pad too. So trying to write and do voice text on my notes pad was like, it just got exhausting. And there was times that I just needed a break, because I don't like tapping into anything emotional. I'm a very cold individual. I'm very cold when it comes to past trauma. I guess you could say. I'm very warm and loving to the
I was
people
like,
in
you're
my life.
such a loving person.
Homie.
Gosh.
Okay, my guy.
I'm very warm and loving to the people in my life, but when it comes to like my old past life, I'm just very cold about it, and just like matter of fact, like this is what happened, you know? And so, yeah, there was the chapter of my dad, but everything else, I just wanted to get it out.
I do feel like with writing this also, and this is unlike other books, because when you're writing autobiography, it has to be very technical, because you knew that this book was going to be under a microscope. People are going to want to find flaws in it. They're going to want to find discrepancies in it. And like I appreciate how particular you were with your wording even. It was like, I can't say it that way because people could assume it meant this, and that's not what I meant. And so you would go in and you would rewrite these things so that it came across exactly how you meant it to be.
Yes. And I do want to, there is one discrepancy in the book that didn't get changed that I had asked to get changed, was when the first version got written, I was talking about Whataburger, in Texas, and Julia, my ghostwriter, is from New York, so they have White Castle. And for some reason, she thought I said White Castle when I was talking about something, and they kept White Castle in the book. And I'm like, no, like change that. I asked like 3 times for it to be changed, and that
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that just slipped. But other than that, everything else was
That's
perfect.
crazy.
Yeah. Somebody wrote in and they said, would you ever want to have a relationship with your sisters? And the answer is no, I don't. I have tried numerous times. If you guys have not listened to the podcast where we talk about Large Marge, that's my oldest sister, who literally is on TikTok right now, which she's not talking, thank God. Well, she was talking one of my ex-husband's posts, and I caught that, and I cut her off after I paid $10,000 for her to have an emergency surgery, bought her every thing for her brand new apartment because I was so happy she got her own apartment, paid her rent multiple times. She went and talked about me again under one of my exes. It was like my birthday, and she's like, oh, I forgot on purpose. And it was just like, bitch, like what the fuck?
Yeah,
I just
like, come on.
Like, what more can I do for you? Do you want you want to cut my skin off and wear it? But on her TikTok bio right now, it says, here, I'll read it to you verbatim what it says, actually, so I'm not misquoted.
Oh God, I haven't seen this.
You haven't seen it? No. Oh, yes, I'm Marge. This is in her TikTok bio. Yes, I'm Marge from Bunnie Xo's podcast, the villain in her story, the big bad, Christina, her very much estranged, entitled big sister who is toxic.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. So that's absolutely not. I do not want a relationship with her. I have tried for 30 something years to just have that girl. I've only met this woman twice in my life and have done so much for her. And when I say that I've done stuff for people, it's not to throw around the monetary face value of it. It's to say, like, what more can I do for you to make you happy and to make you love me properly, So, and as far as my little sister, no, I don't want a relationship with her. I love her. If anybody, no human in the world can make me laugh the way that she laughs. She's so funny, man. But she is just, I got to choose my words wisely here. She is just, I just feel like our soul contracts are fulfilled. And I feel like I came here to be her big sister, and she came here to be my little sister, and we both taught each other lessons that family isn't always blood. I'm not a victim with my sister, with my little sister at all. I don't want to seem like that. But she's not easy to get along with. She's very all over the place. And I don't have time for that inconsistency in my life.
Yeah. Doesn't serve a purpose.
No, I just don't have time for it, dude. I'm fucking old as shit. Last thing I want to do is walk on eggshells around people I don't have to. Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, I've always respected your boundaries. When you're like, you know what, this doesn't serve me, I don't need it.
Yeah. No, and it takes a lot.
Yeah.
I give 30 years for my older sister. 30 years. I gave her so many chances. And it's like, once I'm finally reached that point with people, that's it. So my little sister has texted me like 3 times, and I just will not reply to her. She's like, I love you. Please unblock me. And I'm just like, you're not blocked, but I have nothing to say to you. We have nothing to talk about. Anybody else got any more questions?
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, someone said, how did you get over surviving the trauma to living in the present without the triggers?
That's a great question.
It's a really good question. I don't think I'm wired like a normal human being.
No.
I don't look back and be like, oh my God, I don't know. When I'm going through trauma, I just know I have to get through it. And I literally only just forge ahead. That's all I know how to do is to just keep going and never stop and try to feel or try to, when I did in 2022, when I did all that therapy, that's when I had to stop and feel everything. And that's why I haven't done therapy since, because it was a year of having to cry, having to feel things, having to just hurt. And I just don't see the purpose. I don't see the purpose in feeling sorry for myself. I can't change it.
Yeah.
So what can I do? I can't control the past, but I can control my future, and I can control the outcome of how my life is. And that's really all I focus on.
That's incredible.
It's kind of like, I feel like your past profession has kind of like helped you with that too. Cause like you don't give the men feelings and you're
Never.
just through it. So I feel like that, I don't know if it helped.
it was good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that came from having to not have emotions with my parents though.
Yeah.
I was always able to separate church from state when it came. And I also think it's probably, you know, like when you are traumatized, and anybody we've all been through trauma in this room, you know, how do you respond to trauma?
It's a great question. I'm not actually sure.
How do you respond
I'm
to
like
trauma?
you. I won't talk about it. I don't like to relive it. I cut it off. I think that's a tourist
I
thing
act
too.
like it doesn't
I cut
exist.
things off and I don't.
Which is
my
not
whole-
healthy. We're not
I
saying
know.
that this is
No,
healthy,
no,
guys.
My
yeah.
whole family's like that though. Like
Yeah.
we don't talk about things.
Yeah,
Like-
it's very like
Even
okay.
like when we had 2 deaths last year, like we still like, we won't talk about it the next time we're all together. Like my family's constant like laughter because that makes you forget about traumas. And I think that's why I'm very like the comedic relief is because I don't have to feel trauma or
Yeah.
anything sad.
yeah.
Yeah. I was always my dad's comedic relief too. I was always like trying
I
to
could
make
even
him
see
smile.
that in your
Yeah.
in like the relationship later
Yeah.
on in life. You still, when he wasn't feeling good, you'd crack jokes and like you were laughing before he was. Like it was just like you were constantly trying to make him feel good.
Yeah, I just wanted to make him forget where he was. And I think that's how you are too. Jaime, how do you
Yeah.
deal with trauma?
Not in a healthy way.
You're a cancer. You're a cancer though, so you feel
Yeah,
all the emotions.
I feel it. I feel everything and keep it all inside until it all blows up one day.
You're serial killer type.
No.
Yeah.
He's like, one of these
Yeah.
days I'm gonna hook Brooke up on some fucking steaks and
She's in the basement.
right now as we speak.
Yeah, I gotta check on her.
Yeah.
But yeah, not in a very. I also sweat a lot. When I'm going through something, I notice it. Like I'll sweat, and then I'm also weirdly calm in very chaotic situations. Like
That's trauma. That's a
That's
trauma.
trauma.
response.
like
yeah.
car accidents or like anything major happening. Like I'm surprisingly not freaking out.
Yeah.
Every car accident I've ever been in, I've always been super calm. Can have a clear conversation. My voice doesn't break up. I'm clear. I'm almost like clearer than I am now when I'm in trauma response. It's weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, same.
Yeah.
I feel like big traumas, I'm more calm than small things. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more expressive in a small situation and like an inconvenience than I am in something major.
Yeah.
Like a major situation, I'm like, nope, this is how we're gonna fix it. And I'm like super calm. It's weird.
I freak out of everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Haley's burning the house down.
Yeah.
She don't care. Would love to hear about how Mindy and Andy are groveling since you've blown up and that you got to actually have closure with both of these bitches. Andy died. If you read the book, you would know that Andy died from a fentanyl overdose. She actually died when we were on tour. And then Mindy, I haven't spoken to. So Mindy has way too much pride to ever reach out, which that could be why baby sis is reaching out. You never know. Never know. But
Yeah.
I'd like to just not. Like we don't need to rehash anything. Like why now? Now you want to come out of the woodwork?
Yeah,
It's
now
like,
that the book's out.
yeah, like I'm good. I don't think there's anything we really have left to talk about. Even though Jay cheated, did you recognize that it was more about his self-sabotage than it was you? There's so many layers to that affair story.
Yeah.
I only got to tell my perspective, but you know, my husband has a crazy story, and I really hope one day he tells it because you guys would really know what we've been having to deal with behind the scenes all these years, and like people trying to extort us for money, people trying to there's a lot of crazy shit that has happened, and it's not my story to tell, but when he does write a book, I promise you guys I'm going to make him tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like he has got to tell everybody, and I don't know if he will because my husband's not wired that way, but I don't know. Now that he saw how good this book did, he might want to. They're all trying to jump on the bandwagon now. I'm
And
like,
they said
you know
maybe we
what?
should write one.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what, you little
That was funny.
There's so many layers. And yes, one of them was his self-sabotage. And also, dude, it's like I say in the book, we didn't know how to have healthy relationships. We didn't know what a healthy love was. We still don't know what a healthy love was. We live our version of a healthy love. But I think everybody learns from their parents what love is. And then you have to figure it out along the way, what your version of love is. And that was just figuring out life. And dude, second chances is great. Third chances don't happen. Although I've given my family so many chances, but in love, I'm very strict when it comes to like, you can hurt me once, shame on you. Hurt me twice, shame on me. You know, and it's like, as a woman, you have to really know what you're willing to put up with and what your hard boundaries are. And every woman is different. Some people are like, I'm out the first, if I think you're cheating on me, and great for them. I wish I could be that strong, but I cannot. And you know, so I just truly believe in second chances, and my husband really stepped up to the plate, and he's just an amazing human. I love him to death. He's just a little happy teddy bear. Oh, somebody said, when's the next Horror Olympics?
Oh, what a great question.
I love that you've been around so long that you even know about the Horror Olympics. I was actually just telling our girl Sam, who's here sitting in, from Elite Customs. They're the ones who design all my cars. We never.
Unfortunately, that was a one-time.
Didn't we do it twice? I thought we did
tried
twice.
to, and then you had to go home for emergency, and that's when we stayed in the haunted mansion.
Yep. I remember that.
I had to call the cops.
Oh my God. We
I
had it
remember that.
planned
That was
and
terrifying.
everything. That's
Yeah.
Hated that.
crazy.
I think what people need to realize is, and literally we're just having this conversation, is when I started this podcast, it was all about workers, and that's the lifestyle I was in. And I wanted to let everybody know that just because you were in sex work didn't mean that you didn't have a brain and that you weren't a businesswoman. And also, we were having fun with the podcast. You know, the Horror Olympics was a wild time. And shout out to Lydia, Carissa, all those girls who.
What's the Daisy chick?
Daisy.
She's hilarious. She still
was
DMs
so
me.
funny.
Yes.
She
Isn't
still
she
DMs
back
me.
in prison?
No, she's back. She's out now.
Oh, she's out?
Yeah, she's
God, I
great.
loved her.
Nice.
No, I love her. She was amazing. Like, I've met some of the coolest women who I still have relationships with. But the podcast has grown and it's become something different. And I mean, even how I used to interview, I've said crazy shit. I've done crazy shit, but I have always corrected my behavior and always tried to become a better person and a better person at my craft when it comes to this podcast. So it's just, you guys have literally seen me go through seasons. And that's, I think, what life is all about, is just being able to evolve.
I think what's really cool about you is like you'll start out, you know, with like the sex works and stuff like that, and then you'll reach the capacity of it. You're like, okay, I completed that check.
Yeah.
What's next? You know,
Yeah.
and it's not so much that like you're like giving up on that part of it. It was like, no, I did all the big stars. Like we did the fix. Like you literally like did it all, and then was like, what's my next? Like, you're-
TikTokers. We went
yeah.
to TikTokers.
And then you went
Yeah.
into like the
and then
TikTok
now I won't
side
have
of things.
TikTokers on the podcast because they're nothing but drama. That fucking
Yeah.
whole app is nothing but drama. And then we moved on to just elevating guests and just keep getting higher and higher and higher. So it's like, you know, I think the biggest thing when it comes to this podcast is we never beat a dead horse. We know when to get in and to get out. And we don't stay there. We don't stay long enough to overstay our welcome.
Yeah.
And we're always constantly trying to figure out new things and different angles, which is what you have to do. So, all right, guys. Well, that was a fun little chat. Love you guys. And thank you guys so much for the question. There's so many more. So if you guys want us to keep answering questions, just let me know in the comments. And I mean, we can make another episode of this, but we're moving on to Ask, Tell, Confess now from.
Oh, wait. Are you going to sign? Are you going to do any more pop-up signings for books after you literally wiped out Walmart in an hour?
I know.
What the hell, bro?
I know. It was crazy. I think so. Maybe we can run around. Should we go do something after this? I have a bunch of books. We can go somewhere. I don't care.
That'd be
Haley's over it. She's ready to go home.
I'm down for anything.
We can run
I
somewhere.
feel like a pop-up bookstore. Like, what's the one?
I don't know any
I don't know of any
There
like
was like
mom and
I
pop
thought there was like a
bookstores.
down
Go
home
to-
one here
bookstores.
that well, we'll call.
We'll figure it out. But if not Thursday, I'm going to be in Murfreesboro. We can do something in Murfreesboro.
Everyone was begging Murfreesboro.
Really?
You're in Murfreesboro. Like, yeah.
I need a, can we do a face on for Thursday right before Dr. You guys all want to go to Dr. Tarola's too?
Let's do it.
Mo's getting a facelift.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll go to Dr. Tarola's and then we'll just make a day of it. Yeah. We'll go do it this weekend. So we'll do it on Thursday.
I wanted a consultation with him. So I feel like that's like
Can we all
get
boob consultations?
I'm going to go in there and just be like, hey, we're all here for consultations.
We all just walk in topless.
Fat transfer. He's going to love it though. Dr. Tarola loves us.
Yeah, I love his facility.
All right, cool. Yeah. So Thursday we'll go sign a bunch of books and we'll let you guys know where it is. I had an idea where I wanted to do like a scavenger hunt.
I love that.
Can we please do it in Murfreesboro? They
I
do
have
that
like
sometimes
10
with
books
people's
at
art.
home that I can sign that we can hide in different places.
Let's do it. Let's do it with local businesses, and we can support their businesses.
Yeah.
And go drop off books at like, so the people that would never have thought to go to like a local coffee shop or something can go there and
like
they can
little
get a
coffee shops are cute.
Yeah, I think that'd be like all local owned
They have
businesses.
to buy a coffee and ask and give them a code,
code word.
XO.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
do
love it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure something out, but Thursday we will do it. So this will be out the day after, right?
Yeah. So they got to go find it.
Well, we're probably going to announce it on social media.
Yeah, it'll be on Instagram, Facebook, something like that.
Well, if they didn't see it.
We'll figure it out. Well, hopefully by the time you guys hear this, there's still some books left. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. See you later. Bye.